Talking Point. Stay with us. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining us on Talking Points. We are receiving a teacher and a civil society actor. We are receiving Ndiwum Emmanuel. Ndiwum Emmanuel, thanks for accepting our invitation.
Thanks for your invitation, Mr. Armstrong.
We're happy to have you here. You were with us even at the start of news. You followed news keenly. This issue of the president of the Southwest House of Chiefs speaking as he doesn't know what they're there to do. He rubbishes their 4 months existence, saying that it's a total of nothing and nothing but irregularities and nothing.
Well, once more, good evening to all the viewers, the million viewers of this TV. And you know, in Equinox, above images, we render account.
Oh, of course.
Now, to come back to your question, you know, he's right. But the question I'm asking this chief, at what time does he want to be right? Because there was a right time for them to have prevented this and doing the right thing before taking the right track, but they faltered. You see, we are in a country where our government has a particular problem, a problem of time. The worst thing that has ever happened to the government of this country is that they live like people who do not know that there is tomorrow. He is talking today after 4 months of doing nothing. He's talking today after 4 months of squandering money in the name of an election that meant actually nothing to Cameroonians. I am very glad and I'm still comforted on my position that I took on this very house, Equinox, to say that it was a window dressing. Nothing was going to come out of it. Come to think of it, he is confused. Somebody who is supposed to execute a job given to him does not have a job description. Will it be you and I to know his job description? Question mark. And this is exactly what I've been saying. Us in the civil society have always stood for the fact that Cameroon at this point in time no longer need elections, fake elections. You see, parliamentarians, mayors, especially from the northwest and southwest, they are now moving with their constituencies in their pockets. Some of them see their constituencies only through the television. If you ask them the last time they were in their village, they will never tell you. And they will just come out one and say they are representing the people. No. If you are any parliamentarian or you are any mayor, you are not representing the people.
You are painting a picture that is like describing what is happening in the 2 Anglophone regions of Cameroon. But before getting to this disturbing picture, you said that the head of the Southwest Regional House of Chiefs, Chief Atemi Bako, like others, had the opportunity to do something or to change things. They did not. Yeah. What opportunity? When was that? And what would they have done?
They had the opportunity to have said no to elections. Because since 2018, I for one, have always said the problems of Cameroon are above every election put in place. And you will discover, you will bear with me, that since 2018, with the different chains of elections in this country, problems of Cameroon have been increased. They have become massive than they were before this period. Because one thing for sure with elections in this country is that it is to satisfy some hungry but ill-intended politicians who do not care, let me learn, who do not care about Cameroon, who do not care about the people, of which what we would have expected would be that we should stop the election, wash our dirty leniencies first, come to elections with clean hands, and at that time the people will be there.
When you talk about no elections, are you referring to some particular elections like what we just had, that of regional officials? Are you including the presidential election? Are you talking about municipal and even legislative election?
Armstrong Sanda, in A global sense, I mean everything election. Very soon we'll be touching to the SDF, and I will also tell you where they falter. And I don't think the president
because
of Cameroon is not above.
The argument many have is that these persons, they were supposed to have a mission that is well defined within the laws that instituted decentralization in Cameroon. And others say that if everything was given to them, say mayors had the full powers and the competencies transferred to them, regional officials got that those powers transferred to them and the resources, things will be able to change at the roads, at the grassroots in Cameroon, and of course we'll have the changes coming from that kind of an up to top change, not a top to bottom change.
Armstrong Sander. Elections in this country will never change anything until this regime goes down. I think it is time for Mr. Biya to understand that he has struggled to do what he could do, and his time has expired. We need a new system. With this very system in place that we know, I bet you conduct 1 million elections, nothing will change. Because, let me explain to you briefly why nothing will change. We are in a system where people who know nothing are put to do everything because they have their way through. And what is that their way through? Their way through is to join the CBDM. If you are with the CBDM, everything is possible. And remember, even within the ranks of the CBDM, the so-called Chief Ebako, he's a CBDM man. It is not all going with them, even within their ranks. And so nobody has a job description in this country.
The concern of the chief. I was talking of the chief. I was talking about the kind of top-bottom development that can come with if powers are sent, powers are given, are decentralized effectively. The problem with the traditional ruler says that what was supposed to have been given to them has not yet been given to them 4 months after. But you seem to be saying that even if those powers are given to them, or they might not be given to them.
I'm repeating that with the regime in Yaoundé, the powers can never be given. You are talking about decentralization. Decentralization has been lying in the government cupboards for 26 years. Do you think that if they were unable to decentralize administration in this country for 26 years, it will be in 4 months that Yaoundé will devolve power to the people? Come on, man. Let's be serious.
At least it started. It looks like probably there was a time, maybe you are saying that it's coming, they are bringing it at a time when something else would have been in place. Probably the decentralization would have come when it was put to law, instituted, and they are bringing it effectively. Now we have to move further on this, because the traditional ruler is also raising another problem of that computers, the few computers were given to them in 4 months, they were in French, sent to members of the regional house of or the regional assembly, regional council of the Southwest region, computers with an operating system fully in French. Is that a concern, a genuine concern, or is that a concern enough?
I think what Yaoundé is doing to these chiefs is something that we should appreciate Yaoundé for that.
Okay.
If we had told these chiefs that, tell Yaoundé administration why you wouldn't vie for this election if the right things are not done, they would have said we are anti-government.
Okay, they would have said that they will not go for the elections for what to be done, for example.
For example, the laws that govern this election do not favor all the parties. I'm not a politician, but you know very well that. Have you asked yourself, why is it that 99% of all these people owning these posts are coming only from one party? That alone already has a problem. But let me come back to your original question. Your question is why the computers have been programmed all in French. It has been programmed all in French because those people managing Cameroon do not care about the other side of the nation. That is the honest truth. And I will tell you that there is one so-called commission in this country called Bilingualism Commission. This commission, even though it was dead before its creation, is something that we need not to pen down in any paper in the name of a commission in this country, because these are things that squarely fall under the armpits of their jurisdiction, but they will not say anything about it. You will never hear them. say a word. And surprisingly, the president or the leader of this commission comes from Southwest.
It's an Anglophone.
Yes.
And it means nothing. Is that not something enough to like to say that okay, any other person can be somebody in Cameroon? Is that not strong enough?
Well, that's a question.
All right. Now, let me point this other point at this other question came to mind when you are speaking. As in, you are saying that the things were not working because more than 95% of them belong to a particular party. Thus, the party you belong to determines your effectiveness on the field vis-a-vis results.
In a country where people's brains have not been drained to reason towards what they call party discipline. Once you are elected, you are representing the whole country. You are not no longer
now,
representing a particular party.
If they were of the, we have to proceed. We've not got the whole day
but
here.
On
now,
if
they were from the SDF, for example, as a political party in Cameroon, would they give the results?
No, some of them have been trying to give the result. But you remember that since everything is coming from Yaoundé, their hands are always tied.
The SDF too has to determine if Osei Joshua continues to be a member of the party as of the 8th of the month of May. Do you see Honorable Osei Joshua leaving or his continuous stay within the party as a problem?
Well, you know, SDF, to be very succinct and frank with you, has been the lone opposition party that gave us the test of opposition in Cameroon. And to be very honest with you again, it lost its value when it started disowning their secretary generals right down to Elizabeth Tamanyong. And I will call you a name of somebody who died in political pain, Dr. Tazwacha, Professor Tazwacha Asonganyi, because of the treatment that SDF gave him. And I think of late, SDF has continued on the same footing. And SDF is losing complete value. Because there is no time, I want to think that whether he stays there or not, the actions of SDF at the time does not longer have impact for 95% Cameroonians.
All right, Ndiwum Emmanuel, you are a teacher and a civil society actor. Thanks so very much. It was interesting talking with you.
It's a pleasure.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks. We also are happy that you stay with us. And of course, we are urging you to continue to stay in the company of interesting programs on Equinox.